Hi, my name is Lindsay Burke and welcome to my video series on how to get out of personal debt and eventually through that live the life that you want. I'm a marriage and family therapist, a life coach, a catalyst for the well-known Team Angry, a martial artist, and honestly a big old nerd that loves to talk about business and money, as well as really how to improve our quality of life through that. So over the past couple of years, I've had a few people, including family members, reach out and ask me what my tricks are for getting out of debt and how I manage our finances. So due to request, I finally put my head down and created these modules. I hope they're helpful. First, I'll give you a little rundown about myself. So I went completely broke 2 times in my early 20s. I couldn't pay for my rent, I couldn't pay my bills, and I couldn't even pay for gas to get home from work one day. It hit me when I could not pay for my heat bill during the middle of a frigid Kentucky winter for an entire month. One night it got down to 12 degrees, far below freezing, and I thought I was going to freeze to death. So I ended up staying at a girlfriend's house just so I could make it through the night, and I was just so embarrassed. I finally went to work one day, and luckily I still had my part-time job, and told my boss what was going on. To my surprise, he actually had been there too and was smart. He didn't lend me a penny. He did what friends do for each other. He gave me a few books on tape he thought might be helpful and just pat me on the back and said good luck, and he had faith that I would figure things out. So it was such an embarrassing but humbling process pulling myself back together, and it took a lot of discipline. But I was able to slowly save every penny and snowball myself back into a place where I was more stable. So I know this can happen for you as well. I'm also not trying to pretend to be someone I'm not. I am not an accountant. I'm just saying that right now. I am not a CPA. I am just a person who works hard and lives within my means. Tim Ferriss says something, and I actually wrote it down right here that I'll read to you. He's the author of The 4-Hour Body and the 4-Hour Work Week, and it's just awesome. He's a blast to hear speak, and just a nut of a guy, but genius as far as the experiments and things he's done. He states this perfect quote. He says, $1 million in the bank isn't just the fantasy. The fantasy is the lifestyle of complete freedom that it supposedly allows. Isn't that the truth? We want to feel free to live the life we want. This is what money means to us, is freedom, the ability to choose what our life looks like from a day-to-day basis. With that being said, this is not a get-rich video. This is a get out of debt madness and get control of your finances video. One other thing that annoyed the pants off of me when I read all of these other books and listened to these books on tape was all the chatter, the success stories, the examples, the inspirational quotes, the author's rants, the sales pitches to buy this template and that workbook. So I promise I'm not going to do that to you. This will be the last rant that I have. I'm going to keep each video quick and to the point. There's one worksheet with each module. Yes, only one. So using these worksheets, I'll walk through the math with you, and I'll literally show you what action steps you can take to begin pulling yourself out of this hole. I want it to be as simple as possible, and I also want it to be said, I did not invent all of this. This is basic budgeting and accounting. All I've done is break it down into simple steps to follow. This is what I had to do for myself. So I'm just sharing the wealth. These are just the little, simple, easy steps that you can take to begin having a system for managing your money that's a little more effective. One last recommendation I would make before moving on to this next module is make sure you've really completed the last one before you move on to the next one. Each module has a certain number of action steps and things that you're going to have to complete, and if you try to watch all the videos at once, it's just going to feel too overwhelming. This whole process can be a little complicated and a little confusing and easily overwhelming if you try to do it all at once. So I would just do one module at a time, knock it out, make sure you feel good about that and feel like you've got it down, and then you can move on to the next step. So if you're ready to get in the driver's seat of your finances, let's get started.